Uganda is hosting the third African Regional Interparliamentary Conference with emphasis put on promoting family, values and sovereignty. The President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, said spreading disorientation to the whole world is criminal. He questioned what people who make policies like giving sex education to children are looking for.
I appeal to you, now that you are here, all of you, and our lawyers are here, study that Samoa document. If it really contains all those things you are talking about, the reproductive rights, what have you, then we shall have to pull out from that nonsense. And tell the EU that we can't be part of that criminality. Because comprehensive sexual education, in the Bible, it says there is time for everything. When children are children, they should be learning about things of children. In the African tribes, when time for marriage comes, people are counseled about marriage. But to get a child and you start teaching her to be a woman or a man is really madness.
In order to protect families, President Museveni says Africa must strengthen economically and politically, attributing the arrogance of Europeans to the weaknesses which Africans suffer.
To defend the family, apart from stubbornness, say no, we have refused. Tumekataa. In Swahili we say tumekataa. We have refused. We don't accept it. Okay, you have refused. But you are bankrupt. How will you refuse? In order to resist, we must be rich, we must be prosperous. And in order to be prosperous, we must have a common market. So without a big market, the wealth creators are stifled. They try, but they can't easily grow. So you need to give them the big market of Africa, using your legislative power, using your political mobilization. We should all mobilize for a continental free trade area.
The conference aims at coming up with an African charter to promote family, values and sovereignty. The First Lady, Janet Kaguta Museveni, says the laws enacted by parliaments shape not only nations but generations.
May this conference mark a new era of collaboration among African legislatures to rise above external influences and restore what is inherently ours. We indeed need an African charter that speaks to our uniqueness, one that affirms our values, defends our families, and reduces our dependency on foreign nations to fund the core pillars of our societies.
The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, said despite blackmail, the Parliament of Uganda prioritized interests of the people when they passed the anti-homosexuality law.
Experienced this during the legislation against homosexuality. A combination of blackmail, sanctions, and manipulations did not only deter our spirit, we legislated into the best interests of our families and society. I want to commend all the members of Parliament for standing up and making sure we protect the family value.
Sharon Slater of Family Watch International appealed to President Museveni to support African countries fight sexual, social and imperialism of the West, citing Samoa Agreement and the AU Convention on Ending Violence Against Women and Girls, which she says are legal threats.
This brings in the triple content that is so toxic. It brings in abortion for reproductive choices. It brings in the LGBT, sexual orientation, gender identities. And it says the governments must provide the right to access the information and services to support these choices. How did this get into an AU document, and how did it get endorsed endorse in a binding treaty.
Sexual rights, reproductive health, comprehensive sexuality education, sexual orientation, gender identity, all alien offending text.
The conference will also look at health sovereignty.
Professionals must be able and should be able to provide information that allows the persons to make an informed choice as to whether to take a vaccine or not. And once that decision is made, we are all expected to respect it, whether it is a yes or a no.
The 3-day conference aims at coming up with an African charter to promote family, values and sovereignty. I'm Nafka Farida and Dan Lugemwa in Entebbe.